5 million coins in FC25 is no insignificant amount, and over the course of the last little over a month since this game came out, we've made that all through trading. And, well, let's face it, it definitely wasn't from our pack luck, because if you've watched my videos for the past month, EA really aren't helping out on that front. So today, I'm going to show you guys the 3 different ways that you can make 5 million coins. Now, the first way is you could go rip a 7.5k pack and pack Trailblazers Vinicius Jr. It hasn't worked for me quite yet. And if it doesn't work for you, then I would suggest the second option, which is to watch this video till the end. I'm going to show you all of the different ways that the market moves this year, as well as the days to buy certain cards, the days to sell certain cards, and different trading methods that have helped me along the way. And I guess you could also go the third option, which is Loot Bar. Not only are they already cheaper than the other platforms, but when you use my code NITRO, you're going to get another 8% off of that and 5% more coins than what you bought. You can even buy specific players on their site now too. It has great reviews, big creators use it, and you get your coins within a few minutes. So if you need quick coins, Loot Bar is the place to go. Before we hop onto the market, don't forget to drop a like on the video. We're going to shoot for 1,000 likes today. I know that might be a little bit ambitious, but it's a big video, so we're setting a big like goal, and I think we can hit it. You guys have been awesome so far in FC25 here on Nitro Gaming. But today I'm going to show you guys how to make coins on the market through trading and investing. I'm going to show you what are the best days to buy promo cards, what are the best days to buy team of the weeks, the best days to buy gold cards, and everything in between, and when to sell each of these cards. How do we know that cards like Julian Brandt, who we buy a ton of, are going to go up from 48,000 coins to 64,000 coins? So we're covering all of that today, but one thing you need to know as somebody who's trading on the market, especially as a beginner, is you're going to lose coins on cards eventually, if not right away, as you learn how to trade. And even I will lose coins on cards, honestly, a lot. But continuing to trade and go in with confidence is a very important thing. Like this year, just on Friday, for our Friday Flip series, everybody thinks that I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy all of these Trailblazer cards that come out on Friday, and I'm going to make 700k coins, and I'm not going to lose any. And in reality, I'm maybe making 700,000 coins, but I'm also losing 300,000 coins, and I'm profiting 400k. So I expect that I will lose coins on certain cards, and I'll play a little bit of defense. I'll make sure I don't lose too many, but I don't let that affect my confidence going into the next trade. So that's important to know going into this, that you might even lose coins on your very first trade ever. And a lot of people will say, oh, wow, I worked so hard for that 20k. Now it's 17k. This just isn't cut out for me, when really it's just like anything else. You need to learn how to use the market. And once you do, it's very profitable to the point where you're going to be making so many more coins using the transfer market than you could ever be by playing games, unless you might be the best player in the world and you're getting the best rewards for everything. Even then, you see a lot of those people spending money on FC points, which is something I don't think anybody really needs to do once they learn how to use the market. Now, when you go over to the market index over on Futbin, it'll show you a daily graph and a live graph of how the market moves. And this is just the overall market, everything on the market. Is the market up? Is the market down? And you can even see a daily graph. Now, looking at that daily graph, ever since this game came out in September, you can see that the market does drop over the course of the year. So when you know that the market is going down and down and down and down throughout the entire year, it does become a little bit more difficult because 1, there's 5% tax on every single card, and 2, most cards are dropping. So how do you find those low points and then know how to sell at the high points? Well, let's go ahead and take the team of the week number 6. For example, we'll take 7, for example, actually, because that's the current team of the week. Well, these cards get in packs on Wednesday, and Wednesday comes out right before Rival Rewards. Rival Rewards is a big supply onto the market. People will play division rivals throughout the week. They'll get their rewards, and these cards will go down pretty quick on the first day. Then on Friday, they get a new promo. The new promo this week was Trailblazers Team 2. It might be a different promo by the time you watch this video, but that's the new promo. So a lot more supply comes out on Friday. Then on Saturday and Sunday, you have Weekend League / FUT Champs, and that gives more packs. But by the end of the weekend, the supply has kind of dried up, and so these cards start to go back up in price. If you take a look at Openda right now, he's at about 43.5 thousand coins on the market, and over the course of the last few hours, you can see he got to a low point of about 41K, and he was down there, he even got down to about 39.8K at one point, but he is slowly starting to go back up. He's hitting that 44K mark right now. And so this card, over the course of today, has gone up. Over the course of yesterday, a little bit up. And on Saturday, you can see it's slightly rising on this graph. And you're going to expect it to rise again on Monday and on Tuesday, even going into Wednesday. And so buying these cards on Saturday or Sunday morning is pretty much always the best idea for Team of the Weeks. Now, when do you sell Team of the Weeks? There's two options. One, you can either hold these cards until next week. After they've been out of packs for a while, if those cards have demand, they're going to go up because the supply cuts off. Once the card goes out of packs, they can't get packed anymore, and they generally will get more rare. And if they have demand, they'll go up in price because the supply's gone, but the demand stays there. So those cards can go up. And I think that Openda is going to be a good option for that. If you wanted to invest in Openda, if you wanted to invest in Inigo Martinez, I think those are good cards. Even the Lynn Williams card might be decent. And even Mbomo, because there's not much risk. If you look at this card, he's 12,750 coins. The cheapest amount you could even get this card is 10,250. And you can quick sell it for about the same price, 10,250. So you can't really lose too many coins on that card. So now we know when to buy Team of the Week cards, which is while they're in packs on the weekend, maybe until Monday. That's probably when the cards actually do start to rise, but you'll still be able to get in at a decent price. You take Diaby, for example, last week. That's, the same as it happened Sunday, 29,000 coins, and then he started rising on Monday. Big rise on Tuesday. Big rise on Thursday after the rival rewards. And that card, 43,000 coins after he was 29 to 30,000 coins. A very nice profit for just a couple of days on a card that isn't really all that expensive. And you can probably find the exact same thing happening for a lot of the cards of very similar values like Gvardiol right here. This card hit a low point on Saturday at 39K. He was low still at 39K by Monday. And that card by Friday was 48,000 coins. So when do we sell these cards? Well, I would suggest selling Thursday night after they've gone out of packs, because what happens is the supply gets cut off on Wednesday. They're not in packs anymore, but then the rival rewards come out and people have more buying power. Buying power is more coins. When people have more coins, they spend more coins. It's like inflating the economy, right? But these cards aren't in packs anymore. So a lot of people can afford them now. So they go out and buy them. And so the card goes up in price. And so I think that selling on Thursday night, maybe Friday morning, as you can see by the graph here, but you don't want to hold these cards forever. A Gvardiol right now, who's 43,000 coins in February, is not going to have quite as much value. While he might be super rare, there's a couple things that could happen. One, he could get another upgrade. And if he gets another upgrade, then the first upgrade doesn't have as much value. Two, the power curve changes. A card that looks like this might look great right now, but by February, you're looking at cards that have 90 pace, 90 defense, and 90 physicality at center back and left back, and this one kind of gets phased out. So over the course of time, it will still drop despite the supply going away. The demand completely goes away, and people who have him will eventually sell, and that card will go down over time. Now, certain cards might rise more for a longer period of time, but we don't really want to hold these cards for weeks and weeks and weeks because we're giving up opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the amount of coins you could be making with the amount of coins you're working with. If you're working with 100K and you invest in a 100K card and you sit on that card for 3 weeks and he goes up to 120K, sure, after tax you made 15,000 coins. But I think you probably could have made more coins with that 100K in those 3 weeks doing some other things. So that's something to keep in mind. The amount of time you hold a card is important. Now let's take a look at Trailblazers and the Promo Friday cards. When do we actually buy the Promo Friday cards? Do you also buy on Saturday or Sunday or Monday? Absolutely not. That is a terrible time to buy those cards because they are going to drop very heavily on the midweek. You're looking at Wednesday and Thursday as these cards drop very, very much. So you look at a card right now who might look like they're a good price, there's going to be a better price. Take a look at Trailblazers team number 1, and we'll go ahead and look at a card like, let's go for Marcos Llorente. Actually, that's a bad example. He had an Evo yesterday. Let's look at Gabriel. This card will be at his cheapest point during the time he's in packs, during rival rewards. Let's see. Well, you can see this big drop right here going from 400,000 coins to 323K happened on Thursday morning. Now let's throw it back another week where we'll take a look at Total Rush Team 2, a promo that came before Trailblazers and before Trailblazers Team 2, where we have Robert Lewandowski right here. Now, as you can see, even while he's out of packs, he is dropping in price because, again, the power curve changes. But while he's in packs, is there an opportunity to buy these cards? Well, there definitely is. Take a look at the first half of that graph, and you can see a very, very big drop. And as you can see, it's right here. He goes from 780,000 coins all the way down to 680,000 coins. That's almost a 100K drop right there. And then he rises on Thursday, right back up, and rises on Friday. And as he's out of packs, rises into the weekend. Now, we had a weird market crash the next week. So again, you can pretty much sell honestly by the weekend, and you've made yourself from 685K all the way up to 800K. Even after tax, you're making almost 100,000 coins on that card, assuming you can buy and sell at a decent time. Now, the longer you hold these cards, it does add risk because of the fact that these cards will eventually get replaced. You can see this happens, and I just mentioned it with that Llorente card, but certain things can happen where these cards can just drop out of nowhere. This card seemed like a pretty decent card, and of course, on what was it, Thursday? Where is it? Thursday, he hit his low point, which was 280,000 coins. He was at his lowest Thursday. That's what we expect. Wasn't a huge rise back up, but definitely better to buy him for 280 than to get him for, over 300,000 coins. But he went from 300K all the way down to 260,000, 250K, simply because the gold card can now have a really good evolution under no pressure. So people who had the 86 rated Llorente on a Trailblazer sold it, they bought the gold card, and then just did the evolution because that evolution costs 100K, and that's cheaper than the 300K that they spent on the Marcos Llorente. So EA could drop something that causes these cards to drop over time. Evos can happen. Other SBCs can happen. Maybe another right mid Spanish player from La Liga gets a card. Maybe it's, Lamine Yamal gets a really, really good SBC. Then other Spanish right mids are going to go down because people will replace that card with the new one. So always keep that in mind. But in general, that's how the promo teams work. You want to buy on rival rewards Thursday night, maybe right before it, maybe right after, but that is pretty consistently the cheapest time to buy. And if you want to be safe, you just sell later that weekend. If you really have confidence in the card, you could hold longer, but normally I don't. Well, what about gold cards? These cards that are in packs for the entirety of the year pretty much. What is going to happen to their prices and what days of the week do we buy? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at somebody like Griezmann. He's one of the most used cards in the game this year because he's got honestly pretty good stats. He's got the finesse shot plus. He's one of the most used cards in the game, yet his card over the course of the year has just dropped in price. I mean, he's gone from 100K, and he held that value for a lot longer than most cards did. And then he just dropped all the way down to 22,000. He's almost fodder, which SBC fodder is just the price that they get to at their lowest point. So 88 rated. The cheapest 88 in the game right now is 18,000 coins. He's 22K. He's almost SBC fodder. That's the lowest he can go, is 18,000 coins. So why is a card that's this used only 22,000 coins? Well, he's been in packs for over a month now, and so the supply is very, very heavy, and a lot of people are moving on to even better cards than Griezmann, and so the power curve just leaves gold cards behind. Even cards that are very expensive, such as Theo Hernandez, who you saw in today's thumbnail, 406,000 coins right now on November 4th, and so what is his price going to be in a month? Well, I would predict under 100,000 coins. I know that sounds extreme, but I think under 100K about a month from now is pretty realistic because, one, you're going to have Black Friday bring the price of cards down, and then as we enter into December and get closer to January, we're going to see a lot of these cards drop into the hype of Team of the Year, and just the fact that the power curve changes so much, so quickly. these years in FC 24, FIFA 23, FIFA 22. It seems to get quicker and quicker and quicker every single year. So gold cards in general don't hold for very long, but if you take a look at some of these cards and find the best time to buy, again, you're probably going to find that there is windows on Thursday to buy these cards. Now, here's a 14-day hourly graph. You saw them drop with a little bit with that market crash, and then on Wednesday, this card hit their low point after rival rewards, 26K, rose up to 31,000 coins by Friday morning. Now, the new promo dropped and he went back down. So there's a window right there between Thursday and Friday. Great opportunity to make some profit. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nico Williams. He's another card right now that's not SBC fodder. He's about 22K. Might be an even better example of this. But take a look at that card. Thursday, after rewards, 25,000 coins, went up to 35 to 36K Friday morning. So you could play a lot of your Foot Champs games in this window using that card while he goes up, but you just don't want to hold that card for very long because you know he's going to go back down during the weekend. And overall, he is going to drop throughout the year until this card is about 5,000 coins, which is the lowest he can go as an 85, about 5,000 or 6,000 coins because of SBC fodder. So gold cards are something you kind of want to stay away from in general. But let's go ahead and talk about some other cards, which are Road to the Knockout. This isn't going to be the only dynamic promo of the year. These cards can get upgraded, and so getting in on these cards early and waiting until their upgrade can be good. But it's not that simple. You don't want to wait exactly for the upgrade. You just want to wait to the hype of the upgrade. So that's why we bought Julian Brandt. We showed him at the beginning of today's video. 64,000 coins is what he's at right now. But we bought back when he was about 48,000 coins. Right about here we missed the lowest point, about 45. But we got in at about 48,000 coins. And he's been rising ever since then because of the fact that he might get upgraded in his next match. Dortmund play Sturm Graz on Tuesday. Sturm Graz are 0-3. Dortmund are obviously more likely to win that game, 81% likely to win that game. If they win that game, he gets an upgrade to 88. If they score in that game, he gets an upgrade to 89. If they score and don't win, he still gets upgraded to 88. So the hype of this upgrade is building, and as we get closer and closer, people are buying that card hoping for the upgrade. Now, once he actually gets upgraded, will the value of the card go up? It's not guaranteed. A lot of people just buy because they think he's going to go up, but once the upgrade happens, the demand still isn't there. The card actually goes down because of over investing. So you want to sell into the hype. I'm going to say that again. Sell into the hype. Am I going to wait until the Dortmund match on Tuesday? Well, no. As a Dortmund fan myself, I know what we're capable of. We're capable of beating the best teams in the world. We're also capable of losing to Sturm Graz at home. So I firstly am not going to put my coins into the hands of Dortmund. As much as I love them and hope they win, God knows what's going to happen, right? And two, I know I'm going to make profit. And so I'll take my coins, I'll get out, and I'll wait for that card to maybe drop in price even after it. So what'll happen in a lot of these games, let's take Koch, for example. This guy right here is about to play against Slavia Prague for Eintracht Frankfurt. If they do not score or do not win in this match, he is going to crash in price. He's about 19.5K right now. I think he could go a little higher than what it shows right here. But if this card doesn't get the upgrade, let's say Eintracht Frankfurt lose 1-0 to Slavia Prague, this card will crash in price. That's the time to buy, and then you just wait till his next match, which will be in, it'll be 3 weeks later. It's a little bit longer than I'd like to wait, but you wait until that next match against Midgetland. What a name. Those cards will go back in price. So they'll drop hard, but they'll recover over time. So that's how you trade with the dynamic promos. So we've covered gold cards. We've covered promo cards. We've covered team of the weeks. We've covered dynamic cards. There's one more type of card to cover. We've talked about it briefly. It's fodder. Fodder cards this year are on a little bit of a system. Now, of course, fodder cards will go up and down based on the demand of squad building challenges. Squad building challenges this year that bring the cards up in price. There are a few player SBCs that do, but most of the time it's these SBCs. Base hero upgrade, base icon upgrade, party bag SBC, all of those casino SBCs where you could get any one of these players in a lucky pack, but they cost a lot. these are the kind of things that bring the price of fodder up. So you just need an 85 rated squad and an 86 rated squad. So anything between 84 and 87 might go up in price. And you can check those on Futbin, of course, and see the cheapest price of these cards. So as you can see, 84 rated cards are 3K right now. 85 rated cards are 6.9K right now. I would not suggest to buy them at 7K. I would not suggest to buy them at 7K because take a look at these cards. We'll look at Kira Walsh here. So Kira Walsh is 7,000 coins right now, roughly. But over the course of the last 2 weeks, you can see spikes and valleys all over the place. She was 5K. Then she spiked up on Monday, all the way up to 9,000 coins. Today's Monday. That was the highest she was last week. Then, on Thursday, after the Rival Rewards game, well, that card went all the way back down to 6,000 coins. And then she spiked back up at the end of the weekend to 7K. And now she is still 7,000 coins. So we're starting to see a pattern where the cheapest price of these cards could be on Thursday, which is a trend, but then they spike up on Monday, Tuesday, and maybe even stay up for the beginning of Wednesday. So you want to sell on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays for the SBC fodder. You want to buy on any of the other days. You can see even on Saturdays, pretty low on Saturdays, right? You could buy on Saturday and then sell later in the weekend. So what you could do is you could buy those meta cards we talked about on Thursdays, sell them by Saturday, and then reinvest on Saturday into fodder, and then sell those cards at the end of the weekend. And then you could just repeat that process over and over every single week until you build up to that 5 million coins and beyond. Now, there's some other trading methods that I like to use, like Friday flipping, which I talked about earlier today. It's a little bit more risky, and you're going to lose some coins on that if you don't time things correct. Now, if you want to check out Friday flipping videos, just subscribe to this channel because we drop one every single week, normally right before Friday or sometimes right after Friday to recap what we did on Friday. So subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if this video helped you out at all with understanding the trends of the market this year, drop a like on the video. It would help me out a lot. And again, we're shooting for 1,000 likes. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.